everyone, welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we are going to discuss the transportation model which is used for solving linear programming problems in OR. The transportation model in operations research is a special type of linear programming problem that deals with the optimal transportation of goods from multiple sources, that is suppliers, to multiple destinations, that is consumers, in such a way that the total transportation cost is minimized or profits are maximized. It is widely used tool for logistics and supply chain optimization. So here what we do is we are going to take the goods from the suppliers and give it to the customers. And hence we are going to solve a very linear problem in OR. Basic elements of the transportation model: sources, that is the supply nodes. These are the points where goods are available. Example, factories, warehouses. Let there be M sources with supply capacities S1, S2 up to Sm. Destinations, they are the demand nodes. These are the points where goods are required. Example, retail stores, distribution centers. Let there be N destinations with demand requirements D1, D2 up to Dn. So there are two terms. There are M sources, N destinations, and that is how you are going to label them. We will call sources as capital S and destinations as capital D. And then based on the number that they are, you can keep labeling them. Transportation costs. The cost of transporting one unit of goods from source I to destination J is denoted by Cij. These costs are typically given in the form of a cost matrix. Decision variables. The decision variables Xij represents number of units transported from source I to destination J. So you need to remember these terms. Objective function. The objective is to minimize the total transportation cost. The objective function can be written as minimize Z, which is summation of I is 1 to M and summation J is 1 to N. Cij, Xij. C is the cost matrix, Xij is the decision variable. So this is given over here. Cij is the cost per unit from source I to destination J, and Xij is the number of units that are transported. Now let's talk about the constraints. The first constraint will be for the supply. So it is called as the supply constraints. The total amount shipped from each source should not exceed the supply at that source. So you will have to ship only whatever is available. So that is why the equation is summation of j is 1 to n. Xij is the total number of units which are to be shipped. It should be less than or equal to Si. That is the number which is available, where I is from 1 to m, because m is the number of supply values. Demand constraints. The total amount received at each destination should satisfy the demand at the destination. Summation I is 1 to m. Xij, again the units, will be greater than or equal to Dij. It is greater because you can have more than the amount that is demanded. It should not be less. It can be equal or more. Even if you get more, you can store it in the inventory. For all j is 1 to n. Non-negativity constraints. The decision variables must be non-negative. That is, Xij should be greater than or equal to 0 for all I and j. Balanced versus unbalanced transportation problem. Balanced problem: if the total supply equals the total demand, that is summation of I is 1 to m Si is equal to summation of j is 1 to n dj, the problem is called a balanced transportation problem. This ensures that all supply and demand constraints are exactly satisfied. Unbalanced problem: if total supply does not equal total demand, which means it is less, the problem is unbalanced. In this case, dummy sources or destinations are added to balance the problem. Methods of solving the transportation problem. Initial feasible solution methods. So for that you have three of them. you can use any one of the three. Northwest corner method. This method begins at the top left, that is the northwest corner of the cost matrix, and allocates as much as possible to that cell, then moves along rows and columns. Least cost method. This method allocates as much as possible to the cell with the lowest cost, then adjusts the supply and demand and moves on to the next least cost cell. Vogel's approximation method, that is called as VAM. This is a heuristic that calculates penalties for not using the least cost routes and allocates based on minimizing these penalties. Now, how do we solve using them? I will show you when we go for numericals from the next session onwards. Then comes the optimal solution method. So after you have used the initial method, where you just use the initial feasible solution method, so you get some value of cost or profit, and then you will have to optimize your problem or your solution by using any one of these methods. The first one is modified distribution method, which is called as MODI method. MO is from modified and DI is from distribution. So that's how this method is MODI method. Also called the UV method. The reason we call it UV is because we allocate certain variables as U and certain variables as V, and then we allocate some values to these and then we solve. That is why the labeling UV method. This improves an initial feasible solution by examining the opportunity costs of reallocating shipments. So what we do is we obtain a particular solution by the first method, and then we will try and shift the cells such that we get better values. The second method is called as stepping stone method. This method involves evaluating unused routes, those with no allocations, to determine whether reallocating along these routes would reduce the total cost. So if there is a particular route which we have not followed, we will be following that route and we will see how do we obtain the solution using this method. So this is an example. Consider a simple problem with two sources and two destinations. The supply, demand and the cost per unit for transporting goods from each source to each destination are given below. This is the supply and demand that you have over here. So 150 is 300 and 100 and 200 is 300, which means the supply and demand are equal. So this is a balanced problem. And this cell is showing the cost. Suppose if you go from source 1 to destination 1, you will have 3 as the cost. You go from source 2 to destination 1, 1 is the cost. In this problem, the goal is to minimize the transportation cost while satisfying the supply and demand constraints. So this is the type of problem which is generally required to be solved. Next, we'll talk about the applications of the transportation model, logistics and supply chain, managing the distribution of goods from production facilities to various retail or distribution centers, that is supply and logistic. Agriculture, optimizing the distribution of agricultural products from farms to different markets. Energy, efficient distribution of energy resources, example oil or gas, from extraction points to power plants or refineries. Healthcare, allocation of medical supplies and resources, example vaccines, medicines, from central storage to hospitals or clinics. So these are certain applications of the transportation model. Advantages of the transportation model. Efficiency, provides an efficient and structured way to minimize costs or maximize profits in distribution. Versatility, can be applied to a wide variety of logistical and supply chain problems. Simplicity, it has well-established algorithms and methods for finding optimal solutions. Limitations, assumptions, the model assumes linearity and that all costs are constant, which may not be the case in real-world scenarios. Scalability, for very large transportation networks, the model can become computationally intensive, though modern optimization software helps alleviate this issue. So transportation networks sometimes can become very complicated and difficult to solve. Also, if you use a computer for it, then also it can be a very intensive one where you'll have to spend a lot of time. But obviously with the use of modern softwares, the issue can be avoided to a certain extent, but still it requires a lot of time for solving. The transportation model is a fundamental and highly practical tool in operations research for optimizing distribution networks. So this is all about the transportation model, which is used in operations research for solving a linear programming problem. I would repeat myself that it is a linear way of solving. There is no nonlinearity considered here, as you just saw that it is a limitation of this model, but it is the easiest way of solving a problem if you avoid nonlinearity. There are methods for considering nonlinearity and also solving. So with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the theory on transportation model. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.